new street lot, hours of operation, all day growth was changed to that it could operate every day, but from 10 a.m. through 9 p.m. Monday through Saturday and holidays, and 12 noon through 9 p.m. on Sunday. So that was the resolution 2007-16R.
Basically, as I understand it, what you're saying is that the rules that applied to the church no longer apply. Is that correct?
The rules that applied to the church, and TJ can answer that, I believe that once that was transferred over to us,
right, and you
then
made
they no longer, other than if we were raising money for the church.
right, and new ordinances were passed again in 07.
07, stating the hours of operation for that.
Will be at 9 o'clock.
Yes, for
So,
pay.
okay, that's what I'm asking is if this is going to be a public lot, I would like it to the meters to follow the same rules that apply to the public meters that are on the street, which is, you only pay till 9 o'clock, and after 9 o'clock it's free. And as other parking lots in town, they have a limit at 2:30, I believe it is. After the bars close, half an hour after the bars close, seems to be a reasonable solution to the problem. That way people who are going to the fireworks can park up there, they can stay till 2:30 and go home. It just makes sense to me, and it seems a little simpler to just make it, free parking after 9 and no overnight parking. I've noticed too that since this new rule has gone in about ticketing, that nobody parks up there at the church anymore for fireworks on Friday night. It's kind of a dead zone.
My name is John McLaughlin. I live on 71 New Street. Fireworks are over at 9:30, and they're on Friday night. I think it would be very reasonable to have an exception for Friday night, say parking until 10 or 10:30. We would like to have it be a residential community, truly. I wish all the parking lots would be really gone, but since they were there when we got there, we accept them. But at the same time, people who are coming to their cars at 12, 1, 2, and later in the morning, they're not there to watch the fireworks. Everything that's open in town after 9 o'clock at night has to do with alcohol, truthfully.
Tom Smith, 96 New Street. Essentially, I'm just here to say I would like it to stay as minimal as possible. I think that I would also encourage you to involve the neighbors in the process.
Ernie Bowman, 116 New Street. I have to say I'm not really happy having to be here and speak about this because it was a very contentious, very anxiety-filled 3 or 4 years that brought the agreement that came down in 2001. But a lot of people don't understand what happened in our neighborhood. The church basically turned our neighborhood into a carnival every weekend. We don't want people up there at 2:30 in the morning. Once the police are up there, there will be no hell raising at 2:30 in the morning. But it's bad up there. It's a residential neighborhood, and it always has been. For 200 years, it's been a residential neighborhood. Big issue is I don't think we care so much about hours. I don't think we care much about numbers. We don't want to look at a wall of cars, which we are now. We're seeing cars illegally parked. We had dinner guests on Saturday night at 11:30 when we opened our front door. I've got a car headline coming right into my living room. That hasn't happened in a long time.
Good evening. My name is Paul Beckwith, and I live at West Mechanic Street. I don't think it should be open until 2:30 in the morning. My proposal is that at a 10 o'clock or an 11 o'clock closing of that parking lot might be a reasonable compromise. I don't really see it as a fireworks parking lot. I don't think that the bar people that are coming in and going to be in the borough in mass at 2:30 and 3 o'clock in the morning will choose that parking lot with that hill and in that area.
I agree with the timing issue. I think the lot should be open, should be used, should be open a little bit later. We need the parking in town, we need the income. I feel for the people who live around it, just like I feel for somebody who lives on South Main or North Main, when people are getting in their cars late at night after going to bars and restaurants. But I truly believe that lot should be open at least at 10, if not 11 o'clock on a regular basis.
Frank Pollicker, I am a Borough resident. There's always been bars and restaurants in New Hope, as far as I can remember, back into the 70s. I understand and I feel bad for all the people that live on New Street. I know all of you. And I think we have to find a better resolution than just cutting out the parking. I use that parking lot personally about twice a week. I go to restaurants like Carla's, Tuscany, eat on that part of town, park my car there, and then I have to leave by 9 o'clock, which we know doesn't work if you go out at 7 o'clock at night. And I'm not there throwing beer bottles and wine, but I do understand that happens. Once again, to everybody out there, I do feel sorry that you have that. But these houses on New Street have been near, when I remember coming here before, we had, what was the hotel right there? The Hacienda. The Hacienda was there. It was a hotel with a restaurant, which was maybe 50 yards from somebody's house, 75 yards from probably the farthest end on New Street. We also had the Canal House near these homes. And now all I hear is that this is a residential community. So I feel for everybody, but I think we need to find some type of way to help the businesses in town and have some additional parking, because I hate making the loop through town trying to find one of the spots on Main Street, or have to pay $10 to the Legion if they happen to be open.
In my opinion, I'm not at all in favor of extending that lot to 12 o'clock. I think that is just too unreasonable. I don't know anybody that goes out to dinner in town until 12 o'clock. If anything, I think that the 10:30 number is as far as I personally would go. I just think that to extend that lot anywhere past there would be really unfair to the residents of New Street after the agreement that's already been established, and I think that would be reasonable. There just aren't many restaurants other than the Main Street ones, but the bar restaurants, the clubs. Most people that go out, that if they need accessibility, like Frank and Lisa, if they're going downtown, I don't think that they'll be going to a restaurant after 10:30 during the week.
Have the lot cleared by 10:30 every night and not be enforced strictly by the police department. And I would make that motion.
In a second, yes.
And I just wanted to add, Bill, I live on the towpath, and believe me, the later it gets, the louder it gets.
Yes.
And, 10:30 seems really reasonable. Beyond that, I think you're just looking for noise.
It's all bars.
Yeah.
Ed, you had a comment?
Just to debate the issue, if you think about what's going on every Friday, the fireworks are over 9:40, okay? So what if someone's going to a restaurant after that? What time are they going to get out? I think 11 o'clock would be more practical.
That's one.
10:30 is too tight, and
I have a comment. Who's to say we're going to have fireworks next year and it's only a seasonal thing and we only have a couple weeks left? So I would say that should maybe be revisited at a later date.
Yeah, this is not a fireworks ordinance. This is
We can make an exception and just say Friday night.
I'm looking for business downtown, that's all. I'm just working with
well,
merchants.
there's a motion on the table which has to be.
I heard you, Richard.
Talk about other changes.
Yeah, we have a motion on the table. We've listened. Are there any other comments regarding the time? Bill?
What I support what Ed is saying about the 11 o'clock hour. I can appreciate, Claire, your comment about the midnight hour, but individuals should be given the opportunity to not have to rush back at 10:30, regardless of the fireworks. And we may have the fireworks again next year, but we may be planning for other events that are going to be happening on Friday evenings that would extend people's opportunities to have dinner and have libations later.
The motion is very simply that the meters will stop at 9 o'clock. There'll be no ticketing after 9 o'clock, but everybody has to be out of the lot by 10:30, and it'll be strictly enforced by the police.
So I'm going to we'll take a vote. Richard, in favor?
Obviously,
Yeah, you made the motion, right?
Go that way first.
Bill?
No, I'm not in favor of that.
Claire? I'm in favor. I'm in favor.
Not in favor.
It'll be advertised like a public hearing,
Okay.
and it'll be advertised to amend it to reflect the term that the lot closes at 10:30, so you're going to be ticketed if you're there after 10:30. Now, if somebody says that September 21st, we got 11 o'clock over here, we got 10:30 over here, how about 10:45? Okay. Then we have to sit and discuss, is that substantial change? We'll cross that bridge when we come to it.